Good evening, good evening, good evening. You are listening to the Soulful Cream podcast, and I am your host, Cream Diggler, coming at you on this wonderful, wonderful evening or morning or whenever you are listening to the podcast. And today I have a special guest in my best friend, Demonjay. Demonjay, how are you doing, darling?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am so fantastic, and it's so good to have you here in the studio.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So tonight we just saw the movie Scream 6.
Oh my goodness.
What did you think about that movie today?
Okay, it was good. It was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
But there was more than a few situations where the stopping and the hugging and the kissing and, you know, I love you and you're going to be right behind me when I'm over, right? You're going to be right behind me. I love you. Hurry. You know, screaming instead of running and killing the killer.
Right, exactly.
Oh, but
Yeah.
but you know, for the most part, it was good. I remember watching the first two Screams, and I really enjoyed those. But they didn't have. I guess I kept missing that one girl who was it Sydney?
Yeah, Sydney.
What happened to her?
I think she. So there was some contractual stuff, some money stuff.
That's right. They didn't want to pay her what she was worth.
Yes. So she said, "Go ahead, do it without me."
Yes, go ahead.
They was gonna probably kill her off anyway, so she probably was like,
Yeah, probably so.
Mm-hmm. You know, I really enjoyed it. I was entertained.
Mm-hmm.
There was plenty of blood.
There was plenty of blood.
And lots of jump scares and things of that nature.
Yes, yeah. That's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
More than enough blood. Some of the people that were stabbed and killed should have died, but of course, they did not.
They did not.
They did not.
But yes, y'all should go check out Scream 6. It's definitely a good movie. Yeah, I think we everyone gave it a B minus or better.
Right. That's exactly right. Yes.
Well, I'm so happy to have, as I said, Demonjay here, who is my BFF, and that's what I want to talk about this episode. To talk about friendships, and because we've been friends for how many years now?
Let's see.
93.
93. Is that 30 years?
Is that 30?
Oh my
30.
God.
So I guess 20. It's 30 years.
It's 30 years. Oh
goodness.
my goodness. When it was 20 years, we went on that cruise.
That's right.
We got to do something for 30.
We definitely got to.
We got to do something for 30 now.
We got to do something for 30. Yes. Maybe some kind of like. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
But 30 years of friendship, and we are, of course, are not the same people that we were.
Oh no, we are not.
30 years ago.
No.
You know. And what do you think? Because I think ultimately what I want to talk to the people about is how you make a friendship last 30 years.
Oh my goodness.
You know, because I know some people don't have that luxury of having friendships that have lasted for so long, and it's not like we've lived down the street from each other all this time.
No.
We have lived states apart.
Yes, we have.
For years. And so what do you think is I guess first of all, the basis, the foundation for establishing that type of a friendship with someone?
You know, we are incredibly blessed to have been, best friends for 30 years. I mean, when you think about it, I still remember the first day I saw you. The very first day, because we went to the same school, went to Texas A&M in Commerce, and both theater majors and both gay. And it was so funny because I truly felt like it was fate for us to meet because I saw you, at the beginning of every school year.
Yeah.
Every semester or school year, I don't know. The theater department would get all the majors together and they would have this, this big meeting about, expectations and practicum and, everything. And I remember I came in late while the meeting was in progress. And it was only at that time, I believe, 3 majors. I think it was myself, Trinket.
Black, you mean black?
Black, yeah. 3 black majors, myself, Trinket, and Troy, I believe. And so when I walked in, I was at the top of the theater because that's where they held the meeting of the main stage theater. And I scanned the room and I see this speck on the front row.
That's right. It was up front.
It was on the front row. And I said, who is that? And that's all and I just sat down and, listened to the rest of the meeting. And then the next time I saw you was in Hubble, the boys' dorm.
Yes.
And I was leaving and you were coming in and we passed each other. And I believe I said, hey, are you a theater major? I think I saw you. And you said yes. And from that moment, we became friends.
Fast friends.
Fast friends.
Right away.
I mean, we were inseparable.
Inseparable. At the time, I was
You
in
lived
the
in
closet.
Whitley. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you were in the
I was in the closet, and I had a girlfriend from high school.
Yeah.
And we had both come to college together.
Yeah.
And we
Kim,
were always
bless her
together.
heart.
Yes, we were always together. And when you and I met, I was leaving her in the dust. I had no time for her. We was hanging out all the time.
Because you lived in Whitley.
Yes, and that had a little private room over there.
Yeah, because Whitley was the creme de la creme.
Yeah,
with the dormitories.
Yeah, I was taking out all the loans.
Right. I mean, we became fast friends, and I remember finally we were hanging out in my room, and you said that you had a problem with a girl, and you were saying, yeah, she's always, giving me problems, and I don't know what to do, and she's, and when I try to talk to her, she's always, saying this and that. But the one thing I'm having a problem with is when he tries to, I say, gotcha. Gotcha. He said, talking about he. Whenever I said, I got you. Come on, spill the beans.
See, I dropped that breadcrumb on purpose.
Did you now?
I did. That was a purposeful breadcrumb to see how you would respond to the breadcrumb.
Well, it worked. It worked. So from that moment on, it's almost like we became not only instant friends and fast friends, but best friends almost immediately.
Because we even had a conversation. Like, I don't know how anyone else, this may sound crazy to y'all, but do you remember this? We said, let's talk about what friendship means to us. And what does it mean to be friends?
Right.
What were we thinking?
I don't. I think I hadn't really, I guess, I don't know. I don't know what we were thinking.
I think, to me, it was such a friendship that we were feeling so.
It was very genuine. It was real.
And we were like really starting to trust each other with everything. And it was like, okay, if we're going to do this, we need to have a discussion about our understanding of what this friendship means.
But
we don't want to get no misunderstanding.
I remember one word that you mentioned: loyalty. Oh, you mentioned loyalty. You were firm on that. You said loyalty. I was like, okay, I got you. I can be loyal now. I can be loyal. But I do remember that.
And yours was honesty.
Yes,
Yeah,
honesty.
no lies.
No lies. I'm not on. I don't deal with lies.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that. I can deal with the truth.
Yeah.
Give me the truth, and we can deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I really do feel like it was fate, because something to have lasted for 30 years and not being consistently together
Right.
for 30 years. Like, you were in different states and, and I feel like we were able to maintain because we knew we had something real.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
knew to cherish that
Mm-hmm.
that friendship and to nurture that friendship. And I feel like no matter where we were, we always knew that we had each other. We had each other's back.
Right.
We knew we could depend on each other. We could talk. We could call it any hour during the day or night, and we were just there for each other.
Yeah.
And it was it's something that I have always held dear to my heart, because if I didn't have anybody, I knew I always had you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just something that I've always treasured, something that I've always cherished. And I'm gonna kind of take it to a different level.
Well, I'm going to say real quick, because I used to always say, if there was you are the only person that I said I would tell him where I hid the bodies.
Oh, well, we know where the bodies are, right? And the skeletons
and the skeleton. I'd be like, I know that if he was drilled by the cops, he'd never crack.
Right.
He'd never crack. I know he would. I know he would crack.
I know he would. You know where the bodies are. Oh, the secrets.
Oh, the secrets.
Oh, the secrets. Oh, till the day I die.
The day you die.
Oh, goodness.
But what were you about to say before
I was going to say,
you?
even though you have something so wonderful, and you say, life takes us in different places.
Right.
And, you can get caught up. And, there were a few times where I felt like I wasn't able to give as much because of life.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
Jobs and, family and just situations. But the thing is, real friendship endures.
Yeah.
Real friendship understands. And real friendship can communicate, hey, I need a little bit more. I'm not getting enough from you.
Right.
I need a little bit more. But it's still being able to understand the situation, and that's something that I've always appreciated, because I'm a workaholic. I will admit I am a workaholic, because I've always been independent,
always
self-reliant,
always
trying to take care of my business. And with that, I know that sometimes that can consume me, and not taking time to, invest.
Yeah.
And take time for family and friends.
But I think a part of that, we were lucky in the sense that we had all the time that we did have together those years in college to establish a foundation.
Yes.
And so even though, when we left school and went our different ways, and when we weren't not necessarily spending the time together, and of course there were times where you're like, man, I wish we could spend, I wish we were talking, hanging out, I wish we saw each other more. But I think when you love someone, I think that any kind of love, friendship love, romantic love, there has to be some degree of the benefit of the doubt you got to give somebody.
Right.
There's a degree of leniency, a degree of just grace
Right.
You got to extend people that you love,
Right.
and trust in what you have built and what you have established in the relationship.
Yeah.
That it is the bond is strong.
Right.
That the bond is there,
agree.
and I think that's what endures through any times when we've had conflict in our relationship, because I don't want y'all sitting here thinking that, oh, this has been rosy, just peaches and cream the whole time through.
Now, do you remember the first little spat we had?
I think the one I'm thinking about is when you didn't like we calling you bitch.
No.
Okay,
That wasn't the one.
Okay, so you talking about the one where I had raised my voice at you in the car?
We had gone to see some romantic movie.
Yes, it was in the car. Yes,
Some romantic movie, and I was so disappointed that the couple didn't get together. And I kept saying, "Why didn't they get together? I wonder why they didn't get together. Why do you think they didn't get together? It just doesn't make sense that they didn't get together." And you had your feel of it. And you said, "I don't know why they didn't get together. I don't know, damn it. I don't know why." And that was just so like, I'd never experienced that from you. I was like, it shut me down. Boy, I was livid. But I was so shocked. And I was like, I was hurt, shocked, and livid. And I shut down. I didn't say a word. I didn't say not one word. And you obviously picked up on it, and you apologized. You said you were sorry. And of course, I said I was sorry too, but I said, don't you ever in your life speak to me like that again. Oh Lord! But it was, but that was the end of it.
And that was the end of it.
That was the end of it. It was no holding grudges and blah 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 blah. That was the end of it. And that's how I think it should be, just in life general with anybody.
Yeah.
Once someone apologizes, I think
and if you say I accept it.
I accept it. That should be it.
You gotta accept it if you really accept it. If you don't accept it, say I ain't accept it. I'm not ready.
But we've always managed to see our way through what I would say the wilderness.
Yeah.
When we had when issues would arise, but we really didn't have very many wilderness type of situations.
It's not a relationship that's full of drama.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we don't believe in drama.
No.
We are not for the drama.
Not for that. Now we will talk about other people's drama.
Oh yeah, we'll we'll talk about the tea.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about some good tea.
Yeah.
But not but we don't have drama.
I think another thing that why our relationship has worked all these years is that I don't think that there's any jealousy in terms of, because if it's like you are a personable person that people love and gravitate to.
Oh, thank you. That's sweet.
And I think I have qualities that people like, and so when you have those qualities, you're going to get other friendships.
Right.
You're going to be cherished by other people.
Right. Most definitely.
And people who maybe even serve a different kind of purpose in your life.
Right.
And do different kind of things. And so I think with that, as a mature friendship, and this may be for the young people out there who are getting their friendships, you cannot be intimidated by the friendships that other people have.
Right.
Your friends have.
Most definitely.
Because I remember when I had left in school and came back, and you had a whole new crop of people with y'all's own code words and
right.
this, that, and that.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember. I think maybe in the beginning, I definitely was maybe testing the boundaries, right? Pushing, jabbing at them a little bit to let them know he's mine. Y'all may have what y'all have, but I am the number one.
Right.
Doing little things just to like make that known a little bit.
But they knew. Oh, they knew.
They knew.
Oh, my best friend, he lives in Pennsylvania. Or my best friend, he lives in Columbus. Oh, my best friend. Oh, they knew. Because I make it a point. my best friend.
Right.
Yeah, my best friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they knew.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing about it is they accepted,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much all of my friends know, because I have no problem throwing out best friend,
Mm-hmm.
because we have, it's been 30 years of laughter, joy, pain, tears, sorrow,
Yeah.
successes,
Yeah.
you know, and it's in relationships, you know,
Oh.
it
Oh, the relationship.
right, you know, it has it, I mean,
Right.
that's just history.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're right. That jealousy. Even you had a whole different, whole new
Yeah.
crop of friends in Columbus with, you
Mm-hmm.
know, with Eric and Michael and
Yeah. Right.
all
Right.
of them, um, and so it was, because even though we were separated, you know, we were still, in my opinion, you know, you said those great things about me. You yourself, you have a great qualities. You're also very personable, funny,
Thank
you
you. Thank
know, and intelligent, giving, caring, you know. And when I was not, because you had Angela,
you. Yeah. Yeah.
you know, a good
Yeah.
old
Good
Angela,
old
our
Angela.
girl, and uh, so we, it's almost like when you, I think when you're good, you have a good spirit and a kind heart, and you show yourself to be friendly.
Yes.
You people, you attract
Right.
good people.
Right.
There have been a couple of sour apples now that we had to kick to the curb,
True.
but
True.
you know, it's always loyalty and honesty with us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they didn't if they didn't cut the
Yeah.
muscle, we had to get them out.
Yeah. How you doing? You don't even have your headphones on. I just noticed.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's why. See, if you have a producer could be somebody who helps let you know about all that little stuff.
Oh, I see.
You know.
Oh, that sounds different.
It sounds different now.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. You know, and so I think probably one of the big things is what do you think is the most rewarding thing about having a friendship that has endured over all this time?
The most rewarding thing is I always felt like the day I met you and we had our established our friendship and everything.
Mm-hmm.
From that moment on, I was never alone.
Mm.
You know, I knew I had someone in my corner, someone who I could, you know, that would relate to me.
Yeah.
Because we were both, you know, lovers of theater. We were both gay. We could identify with one another.
Right.
You know, and
Our struggle as black men.
our struggle as black men.
Yeah.
And I just always felt like I had that connection. And I felt like I just wasn't alone. I always felt like there's Cleo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's Cleo. And, you know I have my family and I have other friends, you know, but there are certain things that you can't always tell family.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But you can tell your best friend.
Right.
You can tell your best friend.
Yeah.
And they'll be the keeper of the secret. So what I would say is having the type of friendship that we have, I would say the one thing is I'm not alone. I'm not alone. And the whole thing about just being able to, what I think are givens are, you know, the love, the trust, you know, the being dependable and there when you need, you know, that's, to me, that's a given. But the one thing I have, from that moment, I was not alone anymore because I didn't have a friend to where I could be my true self.
Right. Right.
Even when I had, you know, Janae and Melanie and Kimberlyn and Sonia and Ursula, that was my main core before you came. And when you came along, they felt deserted
Mm.
because they said, well, this Cleo guy came along and you know where to be found. I said, I couldn't tell them because I wasn't out to them at that time.
Right, right.
I couldn't tell them, well, he's gay. He understands. I can talk to him about certain things that I can't talk to you all about.
Right, right.
And y'all are all women.
Right.
Y'all are all women.
And they had their own bond in a different kind of way.
In a different kind of way.
Yeah.
So when you came along, it was like, wow. So it was just being able to have that.
Yeah.
And I felt like I wasn't alone anymore.
I know exactly what you mean. I think to be able to move differently in the world, knowing that no matter what, this person has my back.
Right.
No matter what.
No matter what.
And
that's and of course, that's outside of relationships.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
That's outright, because and when when either one of us had a relationship,
right,
that was it's like I know that person, your partner is the most important thing in your life. I could understand that.
Right.
So, but I always knew that there was
still room for you.
For me.
Right. Exactly.
And vice versa. So there was never any type of jealousy in that area.
Yeah.
Because it's a totally different type of relationship.
Right. Yeah, and I always think of it like there really is no limit to the capacity of love that your heart can have.
Yes.
And so if it's good, the heart just expands.
Exactly.
It's just like the community just gets bigger, and you just love. You just love. Like right now, my relationship. I love him to death, and I see us being together, forever. But that in no way dims the light of our relationship,
right?
And our friendship that we have, and vice versa. With that,
right. And what I see it as a gift, because not only do I have you, I also now have this other person, who I can, give love to and talk to and grow and get to know and all that kind of stuff, and it's almost like I say a bonus brother or a bonus brother-in-law.
Right. Because really, I mean, after 30 years of friendship, you're really not just friends. You really are family.
You are family.
Yeah.
Your family knows my family. My family knows yours. They know you. Your parent, your mom and brother. I mean, your brothers and sisters. They know me. So that's just what it is. It's a family. But to know that my best friend has met a special person who is wonderful and nice and kind. Shannon is the Bombay.
He is.
He's the Bombay now.
He is.
And I just feel happy that you've met someone who makes you happy. And I feel like that's what true friendship is, to be happy for your friend.
I want to talk to that because, I feel like I could share with you every single good thing that happens to me and never have a reservation about is he going to be hating on me for this? Am I doing too much? Am I seeming like I'm like whatever negative connotation you could possibly get from someone sharing good news or whatever?
Right.
I have zero qualms about that.
Waste of energy.
Because your success is my success,
right,
and vice versa.
Exactly.
Right. We've been through this thing for a long time.
Okay.
For a lifetime. For a lifetime.
That's true, because if we met in 1990, I was 18, 19.
Yeah, I was 18. I don't think I finished like...
I'm 2 years older than you.
Yeah, so
I was 21? Or you were 18 or 20?
I was 18. Yeah.
Okay, so I was 20. So, yes, I totally agree. That's just not my MO. That's just not my MO.
I mean, that's not your MO, period. But but
in in regards to friendship, I just feel that, like you said, your successes are my successes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, for me to have any type of jealousy of your success or whatever you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
that just would feel so foreign to me.
Mm.
It would almost be like a sense of betrayal.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I
I know
mean?
exactly what you mean.
It
Yeah.
would be like a sense of betrayal. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
how could I feel that way about my best friend?
Right. Like why wouldn't I be perfectly happy for somebody I love being
Right.
happy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that also has to do with your own
Yeah.
uh, uh, self confidence. You know, your own self success that you have in your own life. Like, what am I doing to where I'm jealous of somebody else's success?
Mm-hmm.
What am I not doing that I'm jealous of somebody else's success?
Right. Right.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I can say is whenever you have whenever I see you have a success in your life, and if I'm doing poorly in that area, your success gives me hope.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I am single.
Yeah.
So seeing you and Shannon,
Mm-hmm.
seeing the love that you have and what y'all are building and what y'all have created, it gives me hope.
Yeah. Definitely.
It truly gives me hope.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have a very successful career, and here I am getting ready to try to start my career.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives me, you know, Cleo is successful, so you
Yeah.
know I can be successful. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's almost like someone said, if I can lose 150 pounds, you can lose
Right.
150 pounds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if I know I need any help in that area, you'd be more than happy to give it to me,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa.
Yes. Yeah. But it's interesting because it's like you having the bravery to choose your dreams is part of the reason that makes me stick with writing. You know, writing is something that I'm passionate about, but it's something that's hard for me.
Well, you're
to do.
You're gifted in
Well,
that
I
area.
appreciate it, but it's a gift that comes hard won. It's hard won. It don't flow out.
No pay, no gain, honey.
Okay.
No pay, no gain.
You know, and so seeing you continue to fight for yours, because I don't know about you, but for me, you know, people always assume that I guess the younger people have it harder, but honestly, the world kind of expects young people to venture out into new careers, especially in the arts and stuff. So there's a big acceptance of that, and for us as people of a certain age, people over 40 years old, to venture into new endeavors in the creative arts, it doesn't feel like there's much support for that.
Exactly.
You know, there's not much applause for that.
Right.
So you have to work through a lot of your own self stuff, you know,
Right.
to break through.
To break through.
You know.
And that's something that I had to come to terms with, because I was working in a job that I did not like. It did not pay well. It was for a nonprofit. They didn't pay well, so I had to take a second job to supplement my income. So I was working 2 full-time jobs, and I was killing myself, and I was unhappy.
Yeah.
And I would always hear, if you're not happy, then you have the power to change your life. So change it. And I don't know. I just had an epiphany, and I said, you know what? If I'm going to struggle and kill myself doing something that I don't like, why don't I struggle and kill myself doing something that I do like?
Right. Yeah.
So that's when I made that decision. And you know, I have no doubt, you know, no qualms, no reservations. Like, it's something that I am going to do.
Oh, I have no doubt either.
You know,
Ever since we have met each other, you were always a gifted artist to me.
Well.
That as a singer, as an actor, the just so magnetic. It just seemed like it came so easy to you. That people were like, oh, he's so good.
Oh,
You know, I remember when the first show we did together was the Robert Bridegroom.
The Robert Bridegroom. Two
And
heads are better than one.
You were so. This is you. See me. I was overconfident. You wasn't as confident.
No, I was not.
And you going in for the smaller part. I'm going in for the big part with the brothers.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay, I'll be Big Harp, you know, and you be Little Harp. We going in there, and the director, she clearly saw what it should be, and she was like, "No, let's switch it. You read for this one, and you read for the other one." I'm like, what? And then you started doing the part. I said, honey, that's his part.
Oh.
That's his part.
Oh my goodness!
You know,
oh, you're too kind.
And so you always have been a superstar. I for me, let it known it has been said on the Soulful Cream podcast first. I'm just waiting for the world to catch up to your talent and to see it, and for you to get yourself in a place to reveal it for the world, because you have it. You have it. It's just about you being in the place for people to see it and the opportunity to deliver.
Oh, you pumping me up. Up.
I'm just telling you the facts. I'm telling you the facts. If I thought you'd do it, I'd tell you, hit them with 16 bars of Old Man River right now. They don't plant potatoes, they don't plant cotton. You remember?
Do you remember that time I sung that for you for the first time?
Yes.
It was it was on campus, and we were standing on those steps, and you said, "Let me hear something." I said, "No." You said, "Come on, just let me hear it." And I went ahead and mustered up some courage to to sing it. And when I finished, I was just like shaking, and the look on your face. And when I finished, it was some music students on the top level had opened up the window and was listening. And it was Bo, and it was, I can't remember those other two students' name, but I remember it was Bo, and they were clapping, and I don't know, that was a special moment.
It's always taking you time, and I hope you're here now to catch up to everyone else's opinion of you, which was everyone else thought you were fabulous. Everybody thought you were fabulous, and you would receive it, but I don't think it really took root, in the sense that you lived in your power of your gift, that you lived and honored your gift by like just owning, I'm a badass. Because you can be humble and still know in your heart, I'm a bad bitch. Like, I am good at this. You know what I mean? Like, I think you can.
Well, I was just a little black, gay, insecure, college student. And, I guess I can say, if we go way back, dealing from childhood, childhood, sure. When you're dealing with name calling and marginalized and ostracized by your own
people, family,
peers, students, all that kind of stuff. It kind of wears on your self-confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes people use that kind of stuff against you, and you can't sing. You just you just playing around. You blah, blah, blah. So that kind of wears and tear on you. So, and then when you get to a certain point where you're actually becoming a young adult, and people say, "Oh, you sound good. You sound good." It's kind of hard to believe.
Yeah.
Because you have to go through that process,
right,
of overcoming those self-doubts, and stuff like that. So. But I'll take it.
Take it.
I'll take it.
Own it. Own it. Own it. Now, if anything I know how to identify talent.
Okay. Well, yeah, you do.
Okay?
Yeah.
Anything I know how to do. They need to put me on some of them identifying talent shows so that I can
Right.
identify some talent.
Child, the first time I heard you say, that person is bastardizing that she bastardized that part. I said, oh my God.
I don't know who I picked that up from.
I don't know who you got that from, but when I heard you say that, I was like, oh my God. Woo.
Ooh, that reminds me. This is a little. You remember Marie? Marie, may she rest in power.
May she rest in power. Bless her heart. She was so sweet.
So sweet. But her audition. We got so many laughs off of that audition. What musical were we all auditioning for when she sang that number from Les Mis?
It was something about Cosette.
Yeah, but that's the song she sang. But do you remember what musical we were all auditioning for at the time? Because we weren't auditioning for Les Mis, but she sang a song from Les Mis.
I don't know, but I wasn't at that audition. I got that from, you told me the story.
Oh, I was telling you the story.
Hey, when you told me that, I fell out.
Oh, Marie sitting up there in the audition. She had the... She shouldn't have been singing. I think maybe we all had to sing for the audition. I don't know. But there's a song called "Castle in the Cloud." I think.
Is that what it was?
Because she's up there. There is a castle in the cloud. I can't get it up. I like to go there in my sleep. And then this, I can't remember the other part, but this is the hit part that really hit. And she said, Cosette, I love you very much.
Child, Marie gonna strike us down.
Oh, Marie is happy that she's giving us joy. Marie, it's all love, girl. We love you, girl.
It's all love.
Ooh, but we laughed about that audition for
years and years and years.
Oh my goodness! But that's what friendship is about: is having those common languages, common things, And I think also it's about. I think one thing I appreciate about our friendship is that we make room for each other's stories.
Yes.
Like sometimes I know you like, hey, the same old's happening. I really don't want to talk about nothing. But you know that there's room for you if you want to.
Right.
But I'm not, but also I'm respecting you and come on, tell me about it. I'm trying to draw it out. Like, no, like if you know that if you want to talk about whatever you need to talk about, there's space for you to talk about it.
Right.
And if and I know the same thing too.
Vice versa. And also what I like is whenever we are in conversation and you may say something that may trigger a memory or a situation that's currently going on, and we may get off course, but we always find a way to bring it back to the conversation at hand. And that's something that because you have some people, you'll start a conversation and then they'll make it all about them. Yes. And then all of a sudden you didn't even get to finish what you even talking about. Yeah. So I like that we're able to do that, and we're both respectful to each other to identify, oh, I see how that plays into my current situation, and blah, 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 blah. We can always bring it back to the original point. Yeah. So that's something that I also like. But it's just so nice to know, like I said, we are incredibly blessed. Because I hear some people say, my friend betrayed me, or they stole from me, or they lied on me, and I'm going, and that's your friend. That's your friend, and it just seems so foreign, right? Or they stole my boyfriend or my girlfriend, and they went and looked at my phone and got my code and was looking through my stuff, and I'm like, what in the world? Child, even when we were in our 20s, I knew I could leave you
in a room with my man, and my man can be naked on the couch, and I know ain't nothing gonna happen.
Hey,
Okay.
hello.
Okay. Like and everybody don't have that kind
They
of
don't have it.
that kind of trust.
They don't have that kind of trust. And that's why I say, again, just being blessed to have that.
Mm-hmm.
To have that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
They really don't.
Yeah.
And I, knock on wood, because I ain't trying to put nothing out there in the universe. But I just think that's just that's truly a blessing, and I think I really feel like that's a gift from God.
Is. But it does take some effort. Like you drove 3 hours here. Me and my partner, we just got a house together, and
congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful.
And I wanted to share that with my friend. I was like, "Hey, we got the cat ain't here yet."
Right. Lord Jesus.
The cat ain't here yet. Well, come on down and take a look. It's like that's the kind of thing you want to do. Like, and it was a inconvenience, I'm sure, to kind of get out of your schedule, your work schedule, to make it down. But it's some things you just got to do when you can do it.
That's so true. That is so true.
To make your relationships work and put some time in, because they just don't just happen.
No, they don't.
They don't just happen. Now, of course, like we said, we can go years without talking, and when we see each other, pick up like ain't nothing.
Like nothing's happened. No time has gone by. It's just like it was yesterday.
Yeah, but you had to have been feeding it along the way somewhere. The way, right?
And that's one thing I can say that we did. Throughout the years, mm-hmm. we invested. Some time, we made a way. Like when you lived in Columbia, I went up to Columbia to visit you. When mm-hmm. you lived in Pennsylvania, I went up to Pennsylvania to visit you. Mm-hmm. So it was, we were together when I saw my first Broadway show. We were talking about that the other day.
Bombay Dreams,
Bollywood.
Yeah, that was a great show.
It was a great show. And, when I had when I bought my first house, you came and you stayed mm-hmm. When you moved back to Houston, and it's we've always made a concerted effort to maintain our friendship, and I remember I bought that house and you said, this marks 20 years of friendship, and I said, it does? You said, yes. We got to do something. We're going to do something. So make it happen.
Right.
And we went on that cruise to celebrate our 20 years of being best friends. And that's one thing I can always say, when I get to a point where I'm too consumed, you don't hesitate to say, hey, well, what's going on here?
Right.
Now, come on now.
Come on.
What you doing? You getting a little too busy. You're getting a little too busy.
Right.
And it's good to have somebody that can bring you down to earth, mm-hmm. that can say, hey, mm-hmm. what are you doing? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And we've done that. We put each other in check a couple of times.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So I can appreciate that, mm-hmm. and I'm grateful for that, because you do need somebody besides your mother or your father telling you, "Hey, what are you
What's
doing?
Going on? Yeah,
what's going on here?" Man, you know better than doing X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. Now, come on now.
Yes.
So I can definitely appreciate that.
Mm. Well, this has been a really great episode.
Oh, I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I've always wanted to be on the podcast.
Yes. Well, now you have. You can put that on your resume.
I can put it on my resume.
You've been featured on the Soulful Cream
featured. And you and Soulful are doing such a wonderful job on the podcast.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Soulful.
Hey, Soulful. One day I hope to meet you.
Yes. Let me say, Damon J is a huge fan of Soulful Mexican. Why don't you go ahead and give Soulful his flowers? Because you always telling me what you think about his intelligence and how he does. Go ahead and give Soulful his flowers.
Well, Soulful, I would like to go ahead and say that you are just wonderful. I love how you sound. I think you are just so in the know, so intelligent, so smart. I just love how you contribute to the podcast. I mean, I told Cleo, I said, he is very good. Mm-hmm. I said, his contribution, his commentary, how he contributes to the different stories and just, he just brings the information. And it's just, I mean, you're doing a fabulous job.
Yeah, he's a little know-it-all.
Oh,
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But absolutely fabulous. And I think y'all are doing a great job on the podcast. And I enjoy listening to it. And I can't wait to hear what you all have coming up next.
Well, I'm sure our listeners are going to probably be telling you to start your own podcast because you got a great podcast voice.
Oh, well, thank you. I hope to, when I go to Los Angeles, I hope to get involved in voiceover work.
Oh, yeah.
And try to get that going. So just pray for me and wish me luck.
Y'all send that prayer warrior energy towards Demonge as he prepares to head out to Los Angeles.
And you know who gave me that name, Demonge, right?
Who gave you Demonge?
Ruthie.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, Ruthie. Good old Ruthie. She gave me that
shout
name.
Shout out, Ruthie.
Yes, shout out to Miss Ruthie. She gave me she gave me that name. You know, I never asked her how she came up with the name, but she gave me that name.
Okay. Well, you have been listening to the Soulful Cream podcast. Once again, thank you so much to Demonge. And I am Soulful Cream. Who am I? I'm Cream Diggler. And this has been the Soulful Cream podcast. Thank y'all so much. And until next time, we will see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.